Welcome to 90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming with your hosts, Taylor
and Q.
Nuclear launch detected.
90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming does not represent the views of WWSP, 90 FM, or the University of Wisconsin school system. The views expressed and the information given in this broadcast can be used at the sole risk of the listener.
Listening to this broadcast is guaranteed to increase your wisdom by 5 points.
The Enrichment Center is required to remind you that you will be baked, and then there will be cake.
Hey, listen!
Hello and welcome to 90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming here on WWSP Stevens Point. We are a video game culture, news, and other things talk show. Go over pretty much all things related to video games. I am the first host sitting in a very unusual place, and I'm not used to wearing headphones for this show, but I'm Taylor, and our co-host.
This is Q.
And our guest this week.
This is Kelly.
Yes, he's been on before. He was the first winner of our, we don't really have a name for that, do we? The competition thing that we do during the middle of every show where we have
give away a prize. You win it.
Yes.
That's what we'll call it.
Close to the mic, by the way. Anywho, yes, video game talk show. We're on here every week, same time, same bat time,
Yes.
same bat channel.
5 p.m. on WWSP Stevens Point. We're about an hour long, so we get 6 p.m. and then Sports Beat comes on. But our views, you'll hear us say many, many things on this show that you may agree or disagree with, but our views do not reflect WWSP Stevens Point, the radio station you're currently listening to, UW Stevens Point, the radio station where we're located, UW Board of Regents, who owns us, and the state of Wisconsin. We don't reflect their opinions in any way.
At all.
In any way.
All right. Anywho, do we want to start off a story here? You've got the schedule this week.
I do have the schedule. One thing that's going to be happening, well, today is the 19th.
Yeah.
So next Tuesday would be the 25th. So
Yes.
the 25th is when Battlefield 3 comes out.
Yep.
There are a couple other games that come out on that day. So a lot of us are going to be playing that. I don't think we'll have a review for Battlefield 3 that quickly.
I don't think so either.
For the next day afterwards.
Especially because they still haven't confirmed whether or not it's going to be on Steam. And that's going to be a big
I think
factor
I'm going
in
to
whether or not I buy
uninstall
it.
Origin
Yeah?
on my computer.
Well, if they don't have it come out on Steam, then I think there's a chance that we're going to have to bring in a third-party source for our reviews.
Well, we'll have tons of people coming and reviewing.
This is true.
Yeah, it's a pretty big game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, someone will have played it. It's not like we're going to be like, who has played Battlefield 3?
Battlefield 3, the beta finished up about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago now. And the stats came out from all the stuff. They stated that they got an extra 1.5 million pre-orders.
Yes.
From that.
It was a huge beta. Lots of people were playing.
They had 8,125,310 total players for the open beta, and that was on all 3 systems.
Yep.
Of course, minus the Wii and the Wii U. There were 1.5 billion kills over the 2-week period with 47 billion shots fired.
Yep. The stats they released were pretty crazy. That was a pretty cool way to wrap up the beta.
Yeah. Well, EA doing EA things alongside this game. We've talked about EA so many times. They do so many
It's a pretty common theme.
negative things that they just don't have to do, but they do. EA, I think, is probably either the biggest or the second biggest company. I'm not sure where Activision sits.
I can check, but I think
because EA bought
is
PopCap.
bigger.
Yeah,
because I think EA is
yeah.
bigger now. But Activision Blizzard is huge. Both those two companies are just it doesn't really matter. They're both the behemoths that exist in the gaming world. EA, with the Origin system on the computers, doesn't really affect all the console gamers at all in any way. So a majority of people who are going to be playing Battlefield 3 are not going to have any problem with this at all.
Yeah.
Because Origin doesn't affect them in any way.
Yep.
So it just doesn't. But
Except Battlelog still does, right? You're still supposed to have a Battlelog account even
you
if you're on
can,
a
you can.
console. Yeah.
I don't think you have to.
Okay.
it might automatically be tied into your Xbox Live and your PlayStation Network accounts, so you just log on through that.
Yeah.
That's what other games have done that.
I thought I saw something about like you're supposed to manage your squads and all that through the computer or something like that. I don't know.
I don't think you could do it on your Xbox or your PlayStation.
Yeah.
It probably is through the computer, so you may have to have an Origin account. I have no idea. But of what I've seen of Origin, it just doesn't work.
I didn't expect it to. It was very hurried, and it was made exclusively as a competitor instead of as a product. So
yeah.
I don't know anything really about the system, but you think if they had where console gamers had to they had to do all their squad stuff online, they'd probably just have it on their website where you just sign into your gamer tag or something like that.
Yeah,
it's a battle log website. And
yeah,
when it was the beta, when I logged in through. When I opened Origin, it always told me 2 or 3 times that you don't have the game installed or Origin's not even installed. Well, I'm in Origin. And then it opens up the battle log in Chrome or Internet Explorer or Firefox or whatever you use.
Default is, yeah.
So you're not even playing the game through Origin in the first place. You're not. So Origin is just sitting there as a subsidiary to open the game, which you don't even need either. You can log in to the battle log. You can have it as a shortcut on your webpage and open it in there. You don't even have to open Origin ever. But you have to have Origin installed.
Yep. There's no way it'll take too long for people to just have some kind of like image or something like that they can lay down so it looks like Origin is installed but isn't. Because if
then
it's
EA's
that
going to find out, and then
unnecessary-
they're going to ban those people, and they're never going to get to play.
I guess. I don't think those people will care.
Well, they paid for it.
I guess. Well, I mean, I would assume that they're not paying.
It's
at that
$60
point.
dollars. I mean, it's an expensive
Well, no,
game.
it's absolutely ridiculous. But by the way, since we were talking about whether or not they're the biggest, there's no like, a definitive measurement. But they say that they are, as in their own words, the only publisher that has leading market positions across all categories in the video game industry. So
Well,
EA
they're up there
thinks
in
they're the
most every
biggest.
category.
Yeah, EA at least claims to be the biggest.
No, they win sports gaming instantaneously.
Yes, which is huge. It's absolutely huge.
Watch Madden. They have the FIFA games. They've got all the baseball games. They own every sport.
Yeah,
I don't think
every
there's a sport they
sports.
don't own.
Oh no, they don't do the.
They have the cricket game and everything too.
But there's also another big soccer game. It's called like Football Manager. That's what it is, and those are actually pretty big too.
it's a British game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not EA.
They
I know,
probably
I'm
don't
saying
have-
it's not EA. I'm saying that's a competitor.
I know,
to
but the only possibility of beating EA is not even to be an American company.
it. This is true.
I don't think EA has poker. That's something.
I don't think anyone has poker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a few companies that have poker games
Yeah.
that for consoles.
I'm assuming they're not. I mean, it's basically just poker. You can't
Yeah.
really make a awesome poker game because you can't exceed poker. All you need is cards.
I have no idea.
I'm just saying I don't really see how you could make that entirely exciting.
Well, this war between Modern Warfare and Battlefield 3 is huge. I mean, these two companies are poised to make billions from these games. Both of them are going to make billions. They're not poised to do it. They're both going to do it, and they're both going to do it in like a week. These two games, and out there in the listening world, to make this a comparison, a movie rarely makes more than $100 million.
Oh yeah, no, the profit margins on video games have gotten just insane.
The profit margins of these two games are going to be $1 billion in a week. So when you say video games, this tiny little thing anymore, no, these two games easily will probably rival the profits of a movie industry company over a year.
Yeah.
For just this one game.
And that's even the loser of this competition is going to be garnering that much. Even if Modern Warfare 3 just did horribly, it would still make quite a bit of money. It's still got a lot staked into it. I mean, that's just insane. That
both
the fact
of them are
that
going to make tons of money.
Yeah, the fact that the lesser of the two games.
I don't think you can even consider one
of
of them a loser, even in this statement, because the only objective of the game, both the games, is to make money. Neither of these companies have the objective to make the funnest game they possibly can.
Well, you could say they do, but only as like a secondary goal. It's a goal that's required to them to make more money.
It's the number one goal of the people making the game, but not the people who are selling the game.
Yes.
Yeah. The developers are trying to make the best possible game they can, but the publishers are obviously pushing them to just...
Well, yeah, like you have Raven and whomever. Raven, Sledgehammer, and who's the third one making Modern Warfare 3?
Modern Warfare?
I thought it was part of Infinity Ward.
Infinity Ward, are they back for it?
Yeah, Raven's the one doing the multiplayer.
Oh, all right. I thought it was what's left of Infinity Ward.
There's not much left.
Yeah.
There is very little left.
You're right. You're in that statement.
Infinity Ward is with Modern Warfare 3, but you were thinking of Treyarch, I think. But they're only on the Wii.
Well, no, I was
Treyarch
talking
did it last
Raven
time.
was the one actually doing the multiplayer.
Yeah, Raven's doing the multiplayer, but the other two developers involved, just overall, are Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer.
Okay, that's fine. That's what I meant.
Yep.
I just wanted to name the companies who were involved with it. And I mean, I would totally assume that, you know, Raven being a Wisconsin company, not being the biggest company ever, their number one goal naturally probably to make the best game they can make, because they have no control over how much money the game is going to make.
It says here that a company called N-Space is working on the DS version of this.
Yeah, they're trying to sell it as much as they can.
I can't even believe they're making that.
These
The
games are
handheld
only
ports,
designed
those
to
are-
make money.
Yeah. They did make. I know they made Wii versions of the last couple of Call of Duties as well. And they all were basically just like gut the graphics and then add in, you know, a point and shoot mechanism.
When the you know, the freaking iPad has better graphics than the Wii, there's something wrong.
Yeah, apparently the iPad can supposedly run up to friggin' Grand Theft Auto 3, which is insane. I can't even imagine playing that game on there. That just seems so above and beyond what an iPad was.
Well, I mean,
to
even
me.
you like look at like Plants vs Zombies and Angry Birds and stuff. They've got fairly good graphics
Yes, I will agree with that. Yeah.
for the level of resolution that is in those two games. It's pretty nice.
I don't think
Absolutely.
it's too surprising that the iPad has that kind of technology to play Grand Theft Auto 3. I mean, the PSP have probably downgraded a little bit, you
Yeah.
know, from the PS2.
Now-
Could play those games way back.
Now,
how
do
many
you,
years ago?
you were the one who mentioned this? Do you know how they emulate a controller on that? Because I don't know
They
how you would,
redesign it.
Okay, because I was about to say I don't know how you do such a complex controller on a touchscreen because there's like, you know, the back triggers and all that, and it just seems
You'd redesign
difficult.
it completely.
okay. I want to see them make analog sticks work on a touchscreen. That'd be very cool.
No, you could have that. You could have your hands in the bottom
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah, I'm saying
analog sticks.
I want that to
I've
be
seen that
part
before.
of their controller.
I
Okay.
don't think that's going to be too big of a thing. Most of the games they have on there are just kind of gimmicky,
Yeah.
Yeah.
touch-based games. So
And then
Plants
talking
vs.
about
Zombies had
PopCap
a lot
again,
of work
which is
put
now
into it,
owned
yeah.
by
no,
owned by EA.
guess I made it sound bad by
'Cause
using the word gimmicky, but
I think Angry Birds is also owned by PopCap.
Yeah, it is. I'm almost 100% sure. As
That's
the
what I'm not sure about.
as the
'cause I
computer
know-
person right now, I can check.
Because I know that
No, they are from Rovio Mobile, a Finnish computer game developer.
nice job, Rovio Mobile.
Yes, that's a pretty unknown company to come out with like the biggest mobile game ever.
One of the biggest.
They've only popped up since like 2003.
Yeah, they haven't been around for very long.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty good for
That's
a
very
little
cool.
company like that. They probably only have 100 or so people working for them.
Yep. They made Burnout. That's like the only game I'm recognizing here.
Burnout on
It doesn't say if it was only certain.
probably Burnout like on the PSP or something.
It was the first
Yeah.
one, and it looks like they actually just outright worked with it. No, because I'm confused. They're credited towards it, but it doesn't list them under the developers for Burnout.
Maybe they invented something that was used in the game.
Yeah, they probably just helped.
Just a
and
piece
were, like,
just a piece of
uncredited.
code that they had to credit them with.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll get back to EA. So EA was doing background checks on their reviewers.
Yeah.
Some of the questions they were asking is, if you want to pull the questions up.
I have the exact questions right here.
Basically, they
and-
sent a survey to the reviewing companies. So, like, they said the reviewer, like, they say IGN was reviewing the game. They'd send them this review.
to make sure that they were okay to review their game.
Yeah.
And the review it contained these questions. Did the reviewer personally review Battlefield Bad Company 2 or Black Ops? What score did he give whichever game he reviewed? What's his past experience with Battlefield? Is he a fan of Battlefield? Is he a fan of Call of Duty? Has he been playing the Battlefield franchise? What about Battlefield Bad Company 2, 1943? Battlefield 2? Did he play the beta? Did he enjoy it or get frustrated with it? What is his present view on the game? So I can't even tell at all where they'd be going with those questions. They don't seem like they're steering it in a certain direction, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
EA,
utterly insane.
that's pretty low, EA.
Yeah, no, it's pure dishonesty. It's not even a review at that point, and it makes me angry that it's that easy to try to do that. I mean, I think I'm surprised that review companies don't just boycott games if they do stuff like that, or actually.
And I think some of those on there said they were going to.
It doesn't say on here. It does.
Well, I was reading one article. There was 2 or 3 European companies that do reviews. They weren't going to review it anymore.
well, they could just answer the thing confidently or truthfully, and then if they don't get the game, they could just review it when they actually buy it.
Or they could just lie and put out the right answers because you
Yeah.
know what EA'd want to hear. Oh, no, we never played any of the
Yeah.
Call of Duty
Yeah.
games.
What's Call of Duty? I've never even heard of it.
Yeah. EA, that's pretty low. And
Steam? What's a Steam? I love my Origin.
I, for one, welcome the robot overlords.
No, they apparently, in order to, this is how they tried to catch themselves. They called it a mistake and said that it's not something that should be repeated in the future. That's pretty much all they've done about it. They don't say that it won't be repeated in the future either. They say it shouldn't be.
I thought the Japanese internment camps here in America were a mistake also. We weren't going to repeat.
All
Thanks,
right.
EA. Thanks.
Yeah, it was human error, they say. They have a bunch of excuses, but they don't really have any, like, they don't actually admit
I just
what they were
related
doing.
EA to a Japanese internment camp.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
whatever.
that might be too far. I'm sorry in the
Well, that's
listening
too
world.
far.
I might be too far.
All right, well, as long as we're on the EA kick here, and we've been talking about Origin, they also released a statistic lately after the beta went down, and they have to fill, the hype machine with something for this next week.
The hype machine.
That's exactly what it is.
No, I completely agree.
But they're now saying that over 5 million people are using it on a daily basis, which
What other games are on Origin?
I know I was about to say that. What are they using it for if the beta's down?
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say there are probably only 20 million computer gamers.
I don't really
because
understand.
you take the 13, 14 million that play World of Warcraft, which naturally are not using Origin.
And apparently at the press conference they were talking about this. They were greeted during their little press conference right off the bat by someone standing up in the audience and screaming that Origin sucks.
Origin sucks.
Origin does suck. No, I thoroughly agree with that, but I found it kind of funny that he just kind of popped up and did that, and then he addressed them later. And he was saying that 2 years down the line, then we should be thinking about how it really enhances and complements the gaming experience.
Well, 2 years down the line, you're not going to own your games anymore.
When
Because you're
Origin
only
is owned by Steam, yeah, we will be thinking Origin's great. You're right.
Well, yeah, if Valve was somehow able to buy EA.
That'd be hilarious, by the way. That'd be such a weird way for gaming to end up.
That'd be impossible.
Exactly.
It's
Yes.
going to be impossible. Because, first of all, I'm pretty sure Gabe would never do that, because Gabe's been offered to be bought many times, and he never allows it.
Well, I mean,
And
that's
so
different
Notch
from
did the
buying
same
them.
thing. A couple of big companies tried to buy Notch. And he's like, nope, Mojang, Sting, Mojang. I want to be the champion of the independent gamers. And he's so far doing it.
Yeah, he's succeeded greatly.
I don't know when, what's it called? Cobalt? Cobalt was that other game.
Oh, yeah, I remember talking about that, but
That was just in starting development.
yeah, we haven't even
Yeah.
seen any news about it since then. I don't know if there was anything along the lines of, like, a release date back in the day, but
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm not seeing it anywhere on
Mojang
here.
Entertainment. We'll talk later about this. We'll figure it out over the musical
Interlude.
winning break. We
Interlude.
got to come up with a name for it.
I like Interlude.
Yeah. We also don't have a song intro for Minecraft Corner yet.
I'm telling you, the fact that we don't have a song for that is just going to be the intro.
Okay.
Just us talking about our need for an intro.
Well, Minecraft Corner's not now. It's after the break. We got a couple other little stories to talk about. Humble Indie Bundle is finished.
Yep, we talked about it briefly, but I don't know if we ever
We talked
gave-
about it with the 1 hour remaining.
Yeah,
So out there in the listening world, if you didn't donate to charity, I'm sorry.
for shame.
Yes. It was for charity. You got 3 free games, and if you donated more than I believe 5,
I think at the end it was about $5
yeah. If you donated more than that, you got 5 more games, 4 actual games, and a pre-order of another game that's not out yet.
Yep.
That hasn't been out for they've been talking about it. It looks pretty cool.
The previous Humble Frozen Bite bundle.
So yeah, they got about I think it was 1.1 or 1.2 million.
Yeah, everyone was
$5
saying it
donated
was
to charity.
over $1 million fund dollars, so
Yeah.
I would assume it was pretty much just on the cusp of it.
Yep. They had tons and tons of people buy I think the winning amount of giving to charity was $4,200
Is
dollars.
the site still up?
Yeah.
Okay.
The site never goes down. It's humblebundle.com out there in the listening world. If you wanted to go to it and see the charity you could have given to,
Yeah, you
and
can't buy
wait
it anymore or anything like that.
And wait until we tell you the next one to go on there to get more games.
Which
for free.
what do you think? 2 months, 3 months before they pop out another one?
Give or take.
Yeah, that seems to be close. They sold 231,000 copies of it and ended up making $1.115 million fund dollars.
Congratulations, Child's Play, Electronic Frontier Foundation,
And Notch
Frozen
came in
Byte.
second, by the way.
Nah,
Yep.
Notch came in with his 2,000.
The top was at Crash Plan with 4,200.
I think they're a video game developer.
Okay.
Because I know the previous bundle went to a Bitcoin exchange. They were a company. There was a clearinghouse fee, and they traded Bitcoins to real dollars.
Apparently, Crash Plan is it's a backup thing. It's backup of your files on site, off site, and online.
Crash Plan.
Yeah. No, it's
Nice name.
Yeah,
Nice
no, it makes sense.
It does.
It's just odd for them to be the ones who sweep in out of nowhere and take out Notch on that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, they're getting a ton of advertising. This is not just giving money to charity.
It's
These guys are
absolutely
actually giving
advertising.
themselves advertising. So if we get a bunch of money eventually, we may be doing this too.
That's a cool way to do advertising, though.
Yeah, giving money to charity, get advertising. I don't see anything wrong with that. It's a little, when it's blatant like that, but they're giving money to charity. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did you play Trauma yet?
I did not play Trauma yet. My girlfriend played it all the way through.
Okay.
She gave it, I think, an above average.
Okay.
Not great, but not.
I
bad.
played one puzzle from it, and it's very interesting. But
She
I
was
don't
going.
know.
She was going through and beating all the extra challenge modes after beating the game.
Yeah, I was trying
quite
to do.
proud of
I was
her.
trying to do the first map as like a full complete or whatever, but it's tough. I'll give
Yeah.
it that at least.
I don't know how much she finished, but
Okay.
it's quite adorable listening to her try to beat those.
By the way, did you beat Space Chem?
Beat? You can't beat it.
I don't know how it works yet. I
No,
haven't gotten to the Space Chem yet.
It's about an hour and a half a puzzle now, or
Okay.
more, to beat
That is
one
insane.
puzzle.
I'm assuming you can save through puzzles.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
yeah.
save.
That'd just be diabolical.
There are
otherwise.
some of them where, it's unfathomable. Like, I'm on one right now where you got to rip apart atoms in like 5 different places and then put them back together for 3 different places.
This game sounds awesome. I really should be playing it already.
It's really, really fun, but it gets so hard and gets so frustrating that if you can't fathom how a puzzle can go together, even you might not have the tiny details, but if you can't fathom getting this one atom to be one molecule to be another molecule over here, you can't beat the level. And I've had to cheat a couple times on the really, 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 really hard ones. It's not even cheating. You just watch somebody else's video and you copy it.
Yeah, you just look up the solution and go, oh, wow, I would have never done that.
Yeah, there's the last one I just beat, I think, actually running the solution that I had made, I think lasted like 2 minutes before it was actually done.
Wow.
The solution, as it ran through, was like 2 minutes long.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I think it was like something like 14,000 cycles or something.
So wait, how do they do the input of the puzzles then? If you have to tell it the motions and it makes them later, or you're not just doing it and then when you're done,
You tell it the motions, then you run it, and then if it didn't work, you make it longer and you make it better, and you just continually build onto it. It's not always running. It's like you build the answer to the puzzle, then you run the puzzle, and if the puzzle solves, you win.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, that makes a little.
So it's like you're drawing out the answer to the maze, but the maze isn't actually running. And so when you're done with drawing out the maze, you then run it, and then you watch and it work. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that really sounds like fun.
It's really cool. I think it's a $25 fun game that I got through the Humble Bundle for like $5, I think.
Oh yeah, no, you save so much money on these.
Yeah,
These are even better
games.
than like the Steam sales.
Frozen Synapse is I think was $25 fun also, and Trauma I think is $15. So I mean, you could save a lot of money.
A ton of money.
You save a lot of money. And we'll obviously tout up the next one like we've touted up the previous 3. Excuse me.
All right, we got about 5 minutes here. Let's go over real quick. We have another, I guess, listener review. We'll call them. I don't know what.
You want to do that here, or you want to do it at the end of the show?
We could do that here or the end of the show. It's
You
your
can
call.
do it here, buddy.
Okay,
you got it open.
We will do it right now. But Chris Ramlow has left us another review, and we can say his name because he told us we could.
Yes, if you're out there in the listening world and you review a game, you can put it on the 90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming page. It's facebook.com/90 Terabytes. Like us, please. That'd be really cool. If you got a review, just post it right on there with a comment saying, hey, this is the review I gave. Give it a score. We give scores out of 100, but with 3 decimal places. So like if you like, I think the review we gave Portal 2, I think we gave it like a
98.
98 point 0, like
We have that on
6,
record somewhere, right?
5 out of 100. Yeah, they're all on
Okay.
there somewhere. You can also listen to all of our shows on our 90 Terabytes Facebook page. They're all listed in there on their YouTube links.
Yep.
So yeah,
They go
not
up
to
basically
tout
right
up
after all of
ourselves
them.
while we're on our own show.
Oh, we have to tout up ourselves. But the game for this week from Chris Ramlow is Tetris Axis, and it was apparently released October 2nd of this year for
brand
the
new
Nintendo
Tetris game.
3DS.
I mean, Tetris is one of the first games ever created.
And it's stuck around. I mean, it doesn't lose its value. It's a fun game, no matter how long you continue to play it.
Well, whether or not the next version that would cost you $30 or $40 fun will be original in any way is the true question.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. So it's a 3DS game, so it's Tetris, and every one of these games basically releases weird like side versions of Tetris. And this has most of the normal ones, but it also has like versus things up to 10 people, I guess. So
Oh.
there's 10-player multiplayer, but it's
But does it work?
It doesn't say this far up, but it does say that it's against the AI.
Oh.
So I would assume that's a little bit easier for
Well,
them to do.
it'd be pretty cool to sit around with 10 people on 10 3DSs and all try to beat each other on Tetris. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be really cool,
We
actually.
do that with Dr. Mario. Oh, now that'd be fun. Take note, Nintendo.
But supposedly there are, I guess in this game also party games, it says.
Like Mario Party sort of party games?
Yeah, it's I guess one of them is called Jigsaw, which is kind of like another mode in the game where there's like a big shadow, and you have to fill it up with blocks, and it's just random blocks, but you have to try to fill out that exact outline, and you get an image out of it, and that's like the solution to the puzzle. Well, with this, it's basically doing that mode. Let's see where it's like that, but it doesn't quite work. It's multiple people trying to drop square blocks in to make the picture on the top screen, and Chris says he didn't really enjoy them for the most part, the party games, which doesn't surprise me. Tetris wasn't really made as a multiplayer game.
Or as a party game.
Yeah, and the main thing that was a downfall, he says, was it feels like basically a down step from the last Tetris game that came out on a Game Boy, which was Tetris DS, and it had better like music, cooler looking graphics, all that stuff, and because of that, it brought down the score a little bit, giving it a final score of 76.015 out of 100, which we should write down somewhere.
I have it here.
Awesome.
But it's never going to disappear off the Facebook page.
That's true.
Facebook.com/90 Terabytes. Yes, if you like our show. You can also come on our show, maybe, if we think your review is awesome, or etc. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how we'll do that. We haven't really... Well, we had the first winner. He's here. He's a guest now.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you have any interest in being on the show, you can contact us at any point.
Yeah.
All right, we got to pull this up.
We'll
and then
we'll
we're gonna-
probably do that when we have all the reviews for Skyrim, Battlefield 3, and Modern Warfare 3. We'll probably have as many people as we can review things. We'll probably record most of them. But it'd be pretty cool.
Yes. Do we want to go to our little musical giveaway thing?
We can do our little musical giveaway thing. Our musical giveaway is brought to you by the Tech Lounge here in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. You will hear their little advertisement after the song. Yeah. It's a $10 gift certificate to play at the Tech Lounge, right here, Stevens Point, downtown Stevens Point. Yeah. I don't really think it's really tout it up.
I mean, it's become normal procedure at this point.
Yes.
But
What you do?
The
Right,
the point of this is we're going to be playing a song, and it's going to be from some video game. We'll give you a couple hints right beforehand. And all you have to do is give us a call, 715-346-2696, and tell us the name of the game that it's from. And for this one, do we want to do a level? I don't think so.
No, the level's kind of implied by the song.
Yeah. So we will do just the name of this game.
It's the first song we've had with words, too.
It is, yeah. You can call it 715-346-2696. The hint for this one, do we just want to say the platform?
Yeah, it's on the PlayStation 1.
Yep, it was on the original PlayStation, and I bet you've heard of the game. I can say that pretty safely.
It was extremely unique. There's no other games like it in any way.
Yeah.
The other games that are like it are made by the same company, which are even more unique. Yeah, it's an incredible game. I played it a lot as a child. I remember it was one of the first games I ever played on the PlayStation.
Yep, I remember a demo disc with this actually.
Yeah, it was on. You got it. Well, the PlayStation Magazine. You got the demo discs, and everybody who had a PlayStation got PlayStation Magazine, which had the demo discs.
Yep.
This was on one of those, along with, I believe this one actually had Spyro on it too.
Did that have?
I think so.
That was actually
this was the start of the
show,
PlayStation.
yeah.
This was the start of the PlayStation.
Yes.
But the start of the PlayStation here in America. This game had come out, I believe, beforehand in Japan, but don't take that as a clue because I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, we have no idea if that's true.
But you give us a call at 715-346-2696. We'll take all of your, answers. Taylor will be the one answering the phone this time. So if you get it wrong, he'll hang up on you. We're sorry.
I might say sorry first too. I won't just
no,
hang
we're
up
just
on
gonna hang
slam
up on
it.
you. And then he'll probably
No!
he'll probably hand it to me to get your information.
buzzer.
But yeah. We've had plenty of winners. You can only win once per month, so the listeners out there who have already won, you know who you are. You actually do, and we've met many of you because you are fans, and we meet our fans most of the time. Yeah, so you only win once a month, so anybody who's won for this month cannot win again. So here is the song. You give us a call at 715-346-2696. We'll be very glad to take them all. So thank you for listening to 9 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming here on 90 FM, your only alternative
for gaming.
All right, we're here, just sitting in the car. I want you to show me if you can get far. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Now step on the gas. Step on the gas. When I say boom, 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 you say bam, bam, bam. No pause in between. Come on, let's jam. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. I'm glad you know which way to go, but it ain't gonna stop me. Here we go. Check and turn the signals to the right. Check, turn the signal to the right. Now turn to the right. Now turn to the right. Check and turn the signals to the left. Check, turn signal to the check, turn signal left. Now turn to the left. Now turn to now left. Whoa, ho, ho, ho! Stop the car. We got an emergency, can't you see? Do you know why we stopped the car? Do I know why we stopped the car? Do I know? Yes. Yes. What? Do you know why we stopped the car? Do I know why we stopped the car? Do I? Yes. Yes. What? I forgot to close the door. You forgot to close the door. Now just don't forget, this ain't kung fu. Come on again. Check and turn the signal to the right. Check and turn signal to the check right. Step on the gas, now turn to the right. Step on the gas, now turn to now right. Check and turn the signal to the left. Check, turn signals to the check left. Step on the gas, now turn to the left. Step on the gas, now turn to the now left. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Do you know why we stopped the car again? Do I know why we stopped the car again? Do you know? That's because you just got your license. Woo-hoo! Yes!
90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming does not represent the views of WWSP, 90 FM, or the University of Wisconsin school system. The views expressed and the information given in this broadcast can be used at the sole risk of the listener. I mean, let's face it, the opinion of these two guys is about as pristine as Wikipedia. After all, their source is the internet. And now, back to the show. Fight.
90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming is brought to you by Gaming Generations in Stevens Point, located at 135 Division Street, phone number 715-254-9990.
Gaming Generations features new releases and a wide selection of used games. They also have the classics you grew up with and the know-how to get your console up and running again.
That's Gaming Generations in Stevens Point, your source for gaming.
90 terabytes of alternative gaming is brought to you by
The Tech Lounge, offering the world's best next-generation and retro game systems, along with great tasting Fairtrades coffee, espresso, jet smoothies, and energy drinks. Open Tuesday through Saturday, noon to midnight, Sunday, 2 p.m. till 10, and closed on Monday.
Located at 1036 Main Street in downtown Stevens Point.
Visit them at the web at www.techloungesp.com. The Tech Lounge, where the future is yesterday.
It's a modern age arcade.
90 terabytes of alternative gaming does not represent the views of WWSP, 90 FM, or the University of Wisconsin school system. The views expressed and the information given in this broadcast can be used at the sole risk of the listener. I mean, let's face it, the opinion of these two guys is about as pristine as Wikipedia. After all, their source is the internet. And now, back to the show.
Hello and welcome back to a very repetitive version of 90 terabytes of alternative gaming. Sorry about the double rejoinder there. It's my first day here.
Yes, first day in the chair. I'm sitting over here because I don't feel well today.
I'm sorry, Q.
So, yeah. There's nothing I can do about it.
All right.
Illness.
Well, we are, in case you're just joining us, a video game news show. We talk about video game culture, video game players, video games, video game developers, video game
history,
publishers.
video game museums.
Yes,
people who make video games.
People who love
don't
video games.
make video games.
People who are bad at video games.
People who are really good at video games.
Yeah. Everybody.
People who are just mediocre. Sometimes we talk
Most
about
of us,
too.
really.
Yeah, in comparison to some of the people who play for like the World Games and stuff.
Oh,
I played in the World Series for StarCraft.
Yeah, and they were just insane.
Yeah, made it to round 7. One round away before I got to go to Chicago.
And Chicago's so far away. I mean, that would have saved you a lot on travel if you would have just won a trip there.
Yeah. I lost that kid. He had siege tanks.
What a jerk. Were you Zerg?
No.
Okay.
I was Terran that time around. I think I went Wraiths and he went siege tanks, but I didn't get my Wraiths out fast enough.
What a loser.
Yeah.
All right. It is the first part of the second half of our show. So let's do Minecraft Corner because that's kind of where
let's
it's
talk
nestled
about
in.
the prize we just gave away.
Let's talk about the prize.
I didn't ask our listener if he wanted us to say his name on air, but he was going to pick up the prize here eventually. So I can't say his name.
We can't say his name. So some guy totally won this thing.
Yeah, some guy who was driving to
jealous of
Wausau.
him.
He was driving to Wausau, talking on his cell phone, driving. But he won a prize.
For shame.
That's all that matters.
For
He won a
shame.
prize. But yeah, if you're out there listening, sir, just remember you can pick it up anytime this week, next week, here at the 90 FM studios.
Regular business hours. Don't come in here at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
There's a chance someone will be here.
Yeah, you'd have to probably bang on the window or something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But the answer for it, by the way, which apparently my hint helped him immediately have it click, which I didn't mean to do. But it was Parappa the Rappa, the first one for the PS1, or the PSX, as it's actually called, I guess.
PlayStation 1.
Well, no, PS1 was the thing that came later. It was a smaller PlayStation. You don't remember that? It was like a little, very light.
They have like a
PlayStation.
slim for every single one of their.
I thought
it
it was
was
just called. There was always called the PlayStation 1.
That was called the PS1. The original PlayStation is called the PSX.
Oh, then I had a PSX.
Yes, most of us did. And never knew it because we didn't know what the heck a PSX was.
And even the magazines called it that.
No, they all just called it the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And then people got confused when a new one came out.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's quite strange. But it was the song, I think, like level 3 or level 4.
Stage 2, actually.
Stage 2?
Yes.
When Parappa Rappa learns to drive a car.
Yes. And that's a song. That the little like hook in that is a sample from an old 70s song called Turtles Have Short Legs from a band called Can.
Yeah.
Dropping your trivia in here.
You got your little bit of trivia. We can start out with Minecraft Corner. I got a little bit we can talk about PlayStation Network. We got Project Zomboid. And then we have the people who make Eve. We've got stories about them.
Yes. Biggest thing for Minecraft Corner, by the way, I will say is
Corner.
Yes, all the other things we usually awkwardly do. But what happened was we've been talking about this a while. Mojang and everyone has, yes. It's been big on the internet for pretty much like a couple months, I guess I would say.
2 months.
Yeah. But Mojang and ZeniMax were in a legal battle over the name Scrolls because the game Scrolls apparently would be confused for an upcoming title, The Elder Scrolls Skyrim, which is still a little strange to me. But it supposedly actually went in the direction that I didn't expect at all. Mojang currently is okay with the name. They are allowed to keep the names Scrolls.
ZeniMax Media is the company that owns the ZeniMax Studios, which owns Bethesda Studios, owns Bethesda Softworks, which owns Bethesda Studios, which makes the Elder Scrolls games. And that actually should be the right order. ZeniMax Media, ZeniMax Studios, Bethesda Softworks, Bethesda Studios, Skyrim. It's a gigantic corporation that owns plenty of stuff. I believe they're also a defense contractor and a few other things.
They also own id.
Yeah, they're in their hands in everything.
Yeah.
They're Bethesda, Maryland. Bethesda, Maryland. The company's even named Bethesda. So, and they had a legal dispute over whether Notch could make a game with the word Scrolls. That's the title of the game, called Scrolls. Now, they were claiming that they had their trademark on that, a word, one word, because they owned a game called The Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
The Elder Scrolls was Morrowind, it was Skyrim, it was Oblivion, it was Daggerfall, it was Arena, it was all the games that Bethesda's put out with that term, The Elder Scrolls. They claimed they owned complete rights over the word Scrolls.
Which is totally how it works, right? Because they also own an Elder.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And 5 now.
Yeah.
Can't put that in any games.
Final Fantasy 5, no, hey, that's
word
not
Oblivion,
okay.
you can't use that either. Nope. The Bible, that's ours. We have that. But Mojang won. They beat Bethesda in the first round of the crazy death match that is called Law.
And I'm assuming there's going to be an appeals process for a little while.
There is. Mojang said that ZeniMax was already appealing. Because ZeniMax is a massive corporation and they have to try to protect what they can because that's how it works.
But it's such a ridiculous claim. I don't know how. I don't know what kind of lawyer you have to hunt down to make that seem like a completely indistinguishable title from your own.
The lawyers are already getting paid.
Fair enough.
The lawyers are already working with ZeniMax Media. They were already being paid a salary. They're doing their job because they have no other things to prosecute.
I need to prosecute something. I'm getting the jitters.
And they could have won. I mean, it's possible. If you got the right patent lawyer, they could have won. Or, I mean, the right patent judge, they could have won.
Yes.
And they also could have paid him off. There's plenty of things ZeniMax could have done. But they didn't, and they lost, and they will probably lose the next 7 rounds.
Yeah, I really just can't see this turning around at any point.
No. Once the first people say, no, they can have the word Scrolls in their title. As a title of a game, and it was about cards. It was a card battling game. It was not.
It's not even a competitor in any way.
It's not an open world Destructo match where
RPG.
you blow up everything. Yeah.
It was odd that it even was an issue to me, but
but they made it an issue. Minecraft pre 4 for patch 1.9 came out. Minecraft will be coming out 11/11/11 next month. For you out there in the listening world who have no idea what Minecraft is, it is pretty much the epitome of sandbox games. You can do whatever you want. You
and
don't have to
indie
do
games,
anything.
really. I mean, it's the biggest of both of those right now.
I believe they just passed 5 million.
They're at 5 million now?
5 million registered users.
Wow, they're almost as big as Origin.
Yeah. All right. Pre-4 came out. If you want to open up, there's lots of cool things that they added in this. They added potions in the last one. Potions can be added to do things. They added enchantments. Enchantments, you can enchant weapons. All the weapons that you would have can do tons of awesome, really cool things. They added, oh boy, there's tons of stuff they've added. Baby animals. Baby animals are quite adorable. All the baby animals. I wanted baby creepers running around blowing, like half exploding. Like they don't actually explode. They just look like they're gonna explode and make the noise, but they just jump up and then hop back down. Like little thing. They don't actually explode like TNT.
Yeah.
Which would be pretty adorable, having them run around. But then, Mama Creeper would come over and she'd be gigantic. Notch said he had just tested bosses, but he said the boss match wasn't fun, so he was changing it up a lot more. He was adding dragons.
Which did not get. They weren't included for this.
No, but you can. They're included, but you just can't find them.
Yeah.
They're
not a natural part of the game.
You can break into the game and turn the code on to allow it. If you know what you're doing. I was modding Minecraft yesterday night because I was really sick, and I just decided I was going to try to do something really hard.
That seems like the worst time to try to do something.
I was successful, but the game actually crashed on me. It wasn't the patch I made. I made cactuses instantly kill you. But yeah, lots of very awesome stuff happening with 1.9. Notch said that he was going to start not putting as much stuff out.
Huh.
Because he knows that he's going to be, coding in his bedroom on Minecraft release day. So, yeah.
All right. So the details of what the actual update include is something that I was surprised actually came with it, but it was the end dimension is what it was called, which is where all these ender things are coming from. But the way you find it, I guess, is it's in strongholds. The portals for these are in strongholds, which you throw up something called an ender eye into the air, and that'll point you to the nearest stronghold. And once you get in there, you find a portal that you have to place ender eyes, I guess, on all of the squares around it, and that opens up a portal, which is very... Yeah, it's so different from the last one. It's pretty cool, I think.
Where all you need is fire and obsidian.
Yes. So you actually have to do things to get there. You can... Oh. You can't use maps for the most part in the end dimension. Can't build nether portals, none of that stuff.
Probably can't put beds because they instantly explode like they do in the nether.
Yep, sleeping in beds in the end produces violent, fiery explosions, just like the nether. Other things that came with it is enchantments now have names.
The sun and the moon are now circles.
Yes, enchantments have levels.
Just disappointing.
It's
he actually, what he did is he put a poll out there and asked everybody to vote whether they wanted circles or squares for the moon and the sun. And when I voted, it was actually 50-50 tied exactly.
Wow.
And each vote had almost 100,000 votes for like each one. I think the final they're circles now, but it was by like a margin of like 51 to 49.
Crazy. He should just have that as a setting. Honestly, it's not that hard.
Yeah, that would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah. Other things that changed in this: water is gonna freeze faster. The enchantment table now has a tooltip name on creative mode, whatever that means. I'm not really sure of that.
It means if you hover over it, you can see it.
Okay. You can attack and kill mobs through glass now, which seems
sounds
odd.
like a bug.
Yeah, that sounds a lot like a bug.
Or the glass would break.
Yeah, you can put multiple enchantments on one weapon now. Strongholds contain more chests, and something called an ender pearl can be found in the strongholds chests. Have you played around with the strongholds for the most part, then, Q?
I've only found one, and there wasn't anything in it.
I want to try this ender eye thing out, then. I'm going to have to hop back on and just have a soul map for nothing but the purpose of getting to the end.
Yeah.
All right, I think it's pretty much everything for this update, other than, everything on here. Otherwise, you can look up on your own. There's, names for all the enchantments and all sorts of stuff if you really care. What else do we have for the rest of the show here?
We have Project Zomboid.
Yes, Project Zomboid. We talk about it a lot.
We've talked about them many times, either positive and negative things. We've talked about them. Basically, Project Zomboid is a game. Basically, it's isometric, top-down. You play one guy in a world where there are zombies everywhere, and the mission that they gave us, and it covers with a couple missions they've given us now, you protect your wife, and your objective is just to live.
Yep.
You can make your own maps, you can make your own stuff now, all that cool stuff. So people have been coming out with lots of really cool maps. But the game never was given a release date yet. It's doing the same thing that Minecraft did, is they're going to build up the game, they're going to build it up before they want to give it out.
And once it feels right, they'll actually establish a release date.
But the worst happened to them many times. They originally had problems with PayPal. PayPal wasn't letting them do money because they weren't selling an actual product. Then Steam had problems with them because they weren't selling an actual product either. So Desura tried to help them out, and Desura was able to fix it. And then they were able to get it back on Steam and do all this other stuff, but they lost a bunch of money because Google Checkout also was being very mean to them, saying they couldn't do their money through there. And so they were selling the worst games they could possibly ever come up with.
As a bundle with it, so they were technically buying things.
Yep. But they got robbed this last weekend. Somebody broke into the flat they had in England and stole all their laptops and all that stuff.
And lost a lot of progress because of it.
Because they never backed up off-site.
Which seems just insane to me. That
You're a small developer. You don't have the money to back up offsite. I guess you have Google SkyDrive where you could have, because everybody has access to Google SkyDrive.
Yeah.
Everybody has access to gigabytes worth of free information.
Yeah, and if it's an indie game, you don't think it'd take up that much space. It could have.
It's a fairly large game. I think it's up to a gig now.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, even Google SkyDrive, I think you get like 20.
Yeah.
You get 20 free gigabytes of space. Free.
Which
everyone.
I think that was a huge part of the reaction to the robbery was everyone going, how did you not have any backup? That seems insane. You do this for a living.
Yeah, they said they backed it up on the other laptop that was also stolen. And then that laptop backed up on the other one, which was stolen. They were all stolen. I'm like, you're going to do all your coding like that. You know, it really sucks. And then the police, the London police said they were not able to find out who did it. But I mean, it really sucks getting robbed. I mean...
the first thing I thought when I read that was just like, well, I guess I can't say what I thought because it involves swearing, but I felt very bad for them for the most part, just right off the bat, because they've had so many problems trying to get out a really cool game. I mean, it's a
fun.
game
We
that
played it for a while.
Yeah. I played the tech demo for like 2 days. Like, I just played it.
And that tech demo was nothing. It was just you walking around shooting zombies. That was it.
Yeah, and it was just, it did it so well. It did it so interestingly.
Yeah. It's a brilliant game, and I really, really hope they can pull it back together. We asked them to come on our show to have an interview when we were a brand new show, and
they're a little busy, I think.
They naturally denied us, and now they're probably even more busy.
Yeah.
And so we probably won't get an interview with them, but we will have interviews next week.
Yes, we're actually probably going to bring on some people for Orcs Must Die, right?
That might be it, or the other guys with.
Yes, we have 2 of them now.
Yep. There's lots of cool people that have offered to be interviewed for our show. Hopefully next week we'll have them on, but they're from faraway land, so it'll be a recording.
Faraway land.
Faraway land, I believe, in Tennessee.
A mysterious land in Tennessee. Yeah. But that's the one for what's it called?
Other Space.
Other Space. Yeah, that's what it was. And it's
like a text-based like RPG.
Yeah, it's very interesting-ish, but like what do they call it? Was it was multi-user
shared hallucination.
Yes, that's what it was. Multi-user shared hallucination is what they call these games. Yeah. And that's what they use for basically
Did you ever play any Telnet games when you were a kid?
Any of the what games?
Telnet games. It was text-based through the command prompt.
No, but I know what they are.
We played a game called Ambrosia when we were in like 6th grade. And you could play it on any computer because I figured out a way to get around the Telnet blocking. It was really, really easy because we went to a small school with a graduating class of 40. So
the security wasn't that high.
Yeah, no, not that high. So we all taught everybody how to play this game, and so all the guys in my grade, we all played this game. So there was 20 of us, and it was text based and all that. I'm assuming that's what this must be, but we'll find out lots more about it. And it should be sounds really cool. That it could be something really cool. And then we also might have an interview with a independent developer with about 40 people from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I had told you about that, but I'm not going to talk any more about that because it might or might not happen.
Okay.
But yeah, that's really cool too. We got two little stories. We got two little stories right here. We got one for the PlayStation Network where basically there actually was a level cap to the PlayStation Network. There's a maximum amount of trophies you could get in the PlayStation Network.
I can't even believe that someone would ever reach that point.
Yeah, someone actually reached it.
I think, it's just actually a level cap, because as you get more trophies on the PSN, I mean, it's not like the amount of trophies, but it's
an actual
level you can get.
Yeah. The level cap was 50.
Okay.
So they raised it because one person beat it, and it instantly jumped into level 56 after they raised it. So he had accumulated that much extra stuff.
Wow.
That he had built up that much. But I mean, you've got this competition. There's the 2 or 3 guys that fight over the gamer score for Xbox Live.
Yeah.
They have the highest gamer score, and then the next guy beats them. Basically, what they do, they must work for GameStop or something and go in and rent every game. Because when you work for GameStop, you can do that. You can rent the game for like a week and then bring it back in and sell it again. Yeah, I mean, they must do that with every game. They must buy every single game that comes on Xbox Live Arcade.
It's got to be something bigger than just going for every achievement, too. They've got to just look at the achievements and look for ones that are the most time effective. If you're going through that many, you have so many
multiple
games.
People. You have to have multiple people.
Can you do that, though?
Yeah.
You have multiple people on your Xbox.
Okay.
On just that account.
Yeah.
So like at Tech Lounge, when you walk in Tech Lounge and Tech Lounge 2, everybody uses that.
That's true. Yeah, so I could see it being a little bit like that, but I mean, are those people doing that? I'm assuming
I
they
would
talk
assume
about
so.
the process.
Because I know with RuneScape when we were kids, the people who were the biggest RuneScape accounts, those guys all work together.
People. Okay.
There's multiple people. Like I don't remember the names of the guys, but I mean they had everything. Like, literally, the character never logged off.
What a sad claim to fame to have in your future, by the way.
Oh yeah, I had the highest level RuneScape account.
Yeah.
If you have the highest level RuneScape account out there in the listening world, you can like us on Facebook. Really cool. 90 Terabytes Alternative Gaming.
We're not even going to offer an interview at that point. You'd be like, you can be on our Facebook page.
Yeah. No, actually, I'd like to interview. I'd like to interview
I would
that person.
totally interview
Someone
whoever
who has
had
the highest level RuneScape account. I mean, the amount of time and effort you have to devote to do that, I'd love to talk to that person.
Which baffled me because I couldn't get myself to even reach like level cap-ish on RuneScape. Like it was
level cap-ish was impossible.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I thought it was 99 for each of the skills, right?
It was 99 for each of the skills, but it was level 126 or something.
Oh Jesus, okay.
And that's when we played, and that was like 7th grade or something.
Yeah, no, I barely did anything in that game.
So yeah, if you like us on Facebook, 90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming. We'd really like if you liked us. That'd be really cool. But other than that, you were listening to WWSP Stevens Point. This is 90 FM.
One more story to do before we leave?
Yeah, we have one little story. This is the sad story. I don't know if I want to leave on a sad story. CCP, the guys who make Eve, World of Darkness. Huh?
How is getting robbed not sad?
That's true. We already have gone through some sad stories.
Well, yeah, but this was only like 3 people. This is more than 3 people.
Okay. This is a lot of people.
This was 3 people getting robbed.
Yeah.
This is CCP decided to downsize big time their Atlanta.
CCP are the people who own Eve online.
Yeah, they're the Eve and World of Darkness. They decided to downsize their entire staff by 20% by firing a majority of people that they had in Atlanta, which was a lot. Eve is a fairly large MMO. It's very, very in depth. If you don't know about it, we've talked about it multiple times. It's the strangest MMO there is.
Yeah, it's all economically based.
Because the people who own the big corporations in the game actually have a say in how the game is made. They actually
have a committee, basically.
They have a committee. I think it's like the Interstellar Corporation Committee of the people who play this game and do nothing but play the game. And they have a say in how the game is made by telling the people who make the game, we want this done, we want this done. If this is broken, we're mad.
Oh, so the corporations have a hand in the government.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what it is.
No, that's exactly it, because these big corporations have so much, and then the economy of Eve is actually related to the dollar. It's actually real money that they trade in-game. And there's millions and millions and millions of fun dollars flying back and forth, and there are people who've actually stolen money in the game. And I think the biggest heist was $250,000. $250,000 fun dollars.
I guess, yeah, fun dollars, yeah.
Yeah, people actually were able to figure out how to steal that much money from a corporation in that game and then sell the money and leave. It's brilliant.
Oh, no, it's amazing.
It's brilliant.
Now, did they say what led to the downsizing? Because the game
what they were doing is they were downsizing
popularity.
people who were making World of Darkness and focusing more and more on Eve because Eve is their big money maker, naturally, since it's real money.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really sad to see a company, especially a small indie developer have to downsize 20%. But yep. So this was 90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for listening to us. This is WWSP Stevens Point. If you loved our show, like us on Facebook. If you loved our show, also you can also, if you want to, meet us at the Tech Lounge. We'll be there later about 7 or 8.
Trying to beat a high score that I'm sure has gotten up even more at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
You Gears
of War 3 Horde 2.0. If you want to beat our high score, which I think has already been beaten, I don't think we're even on the high score list anymore.
No, I thought we were we're back at number 3, aren't we?
We were at number 3, but
I guess it's been a week. We're probably number 6 by now.
But yeah, you can come in there. They have their competition. You can win a bunch of free game hours. But okay.
Well then, I believe that is
the end of our
us leaving. All right. Thank you for listening to 90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming here on WWSP Stevens Point. Going to leave you with some Casio Kids. That was what led into us. Going to be playing track 3 called Dresinen off their new album, Abendbergen or Askamen, because they're Icelandic, so they say weird things. Bye.